Person, first, let me commend the House and let me commend my colleagues here who have decided to engage in a debate. And we can see straight away, once you engage in a debate on the floor of this House, how rich and enriching the debate can become and how rewarding it can become. And so therefore, this is what our party has always felt under Naveen Patnaik ji's guidance, that the idea is to deliberate, the idea is to debate, the idea is not to disrupt. I hope this healthy practice will continue for the rest of the 17th Lok Sabha.
हमको सबको ये आशा है.
Mr. Chairperson, some excitement has been created by the Biju Janata Dal supporting this piece of legislation, which I indicated when the legislation was placed for introduction in the House. The reason it's been done is not because we are supporting the BJP. I think Mr. Dharmendra Pradhan ji is here, Joel Oram ji is here, many of their illustrious MPs, Sarangi ji is here. They will vouchsafe for the fact that we fight a very vigorous fight with the BJP on the ground level in our state. They are our principal opposition party. They are our principal opposition party. The Congress party has been wiped out of Odisha. The Congress party is reduced to some 10% vote now in Odisha, unfortunately. When I lost in 2004, I polled 46%. Today, in that seat, the Congress party has 4% vote. So that's the tragedy of the Congress party. The fact is that we are equidistant with both the BJP and the BJD. We are equidistant. The reason we support this is because we have studied the constitutional position of the power of this parliament to enact a law. 239 AA of the Constitution gives this parliament a certain exclusive and plenary jurisdiction to enact laws in regard to Delhi. Everybody is talking about the Constitution Bench judgment. Yesterday, I heard one of the illustrious AAP spokesman, who's a member of parliament from the other party, wax eloquent in Urdu say of the upper house, wax eloquent and say, कुछ तो वजह रही होगी, यूं ही कोई बेवफा नहीं होता. पहले तो मुझे समझ में नहीं आया कि हमारी वफा उनके साथ थी कब, जो हम बेवफा हो गए. क्यों वफा हो उनके साथ, ये भी मुझे समझ में नहीं आया. पर बात मुद्दे की ये है कि देखिए, in this issue nobody has covered themselves with glory. The Supreme Court, in the Supreme Court, specific prayer was made on behalf of the National Capital Territory of Delhi that the government has sought a stay of the NCT ordinance on the ground that it prevents the government of NCTD from meeting its popular mandate. Mr. Singhvi, learned senior counsel, has heightened instances where senior bureaucrats have ignored orders. The LG has terminated the contract of 437 consultants working with various departments of the government. I cannot understand for the life of me why 437 consultants have to be appointed at your and my expense to run certain departments here. I cannot for the life of me understand, and therefore let me say this straight away, that the government the government of Delhi certainly has not covered itself in glory in this regard. So therefore, to take a high moral position on this perhaps is a little unwarranted. But more importantly, a specific prayer was made to the Honorable Supreme Court to stay this ordinance. That is the prayer made. The judgment of 7 pages by the Honorable the Chief Justice referring this matter to the 5 judges bench, kindly see, of July 20th, 2023, barely a fortnight back, expressly says that IA number 130505 of 2023 seeking a stay of the NCT ordinance is dismissed. The same learned spokesperson yesterday said this borders on contempt of court, this bill. I see no contempt having been filed. Why hasn't a contempt been filed in the Supreme Court? Instead, a writ petition has been filed. The reason you cannot file a contempt in the Supreme Court is because the Supreme Court itself, as I mentioned the other day, gave the government a lifeline by saying that if you bring a new law, which Parliament certainly has the power to bring, if you bring a new law, then the position will obtain as per the new law. That new law now Parliament has brought. The Supreme Court now with 5 judges will decide whether that law is good law or bad law. The fact of the matter is that 239AA 7 into brackets B and 7 into brackets A, there is confusion and a conundrum about how they can be read harmoniously. There is no question about that. There is a substantial constitutional point involved here. The Supreme Court, therefore, is seized of that constitutional point today. If the Supreme Court is seized of that point, and that is the point that Mr. Naveen Patnaik, I think, has studied this entire position and taken a call, then to say that an ordinance will not be allowed to be translated into a bill, I'm sorry, is begging the question. Because once an ordinance has been issued, it is the duty of the government to bring it to Parliament, and it is the duty of Parliament to then ratify that if the government has the numbers. Therefore, today, yes, you can take a position politically and say, I will not support it, no difficulty. But don't say Parliament doesn't have the power. Let the Supreme Court decide whether Parliament has the power or not have the power. The moral position, as I said, nobody covers themselves with glory in this regard, because nobody has covered themselves with glory. But do not say that Parliament doesn't have the power. 239AA gives Delhi a peculiar and a special position in our polity. Therefore, the entire issue, for instance, this law cannot be brought with regard to Odisha or with regard to Rajasthan or with regard to Bengal. It cannot be brought because the Constitution doesn't permit you. Constitution permits you to bring this law with regard to Delhi. The government has taken a position that because of certain acts of omission or commission or whatever, that they have decided that to put an end to it, that they will want certain fetters to be put on the government of Delhi, and the Supreme Court now will decide whether services can be included among the other 3 provisions which were exclusion provisions in the Constitution. So it's a pure constitutional issue. It is not a question of the BJD supporting the BJP. The BJD only supports Parliament's power to enact this piece of legislation. There is no doubt on that score. Kindly understand that. Therefore, we continue to fight the BJP as we continue to fight the Congress party in our state. And as far as the no confidence motion is concerned, when that is taken up, we will certainly give our reasons as to why we feel that the no confidence motion brought by the opposition today is perhaps not warranted again in the facts and circumstances that obtained today. We will make our position clear on that. Therefore, I, on behalf of my party and on behalf of my leader, take the advised position that Parliament has the power to enact this piece of legislation. Okay. It is under the scrutiny of the courts. Yes, we shall await the scrutiny of the courts. Perhaps this debate today ought not to be so fractious as it's made to be. Let's wait for the judgment of the court. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, sir.